flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been killing that. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist, flicking that wrist.
Everybody, I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Anticipation is mounting for today's game, and we've got two quarterbacks looking to make an impact. It's Flacco's Ravens going up against Manziel's Giants. With that, let's hand it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call in this Week 6 matchup.
All right, Larry, thanks. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Baltimore Ravens and the New York Giants. Here's Justin Forsett, his first carry. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. The wide receivers, often a very, very talented group, and that's the case here.
And they don't mind showcasing it either. Those guys love to be flashy, love to make big plays out in the open field. They will attempt to do so in this game.
On second down, Forsett. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down. And the defense for New York.
Janoris Jenkins combines excellent coverage ability with supreme confidence in himself. He thinks that no one is going to catch a pass in his area. Calls himself Clamp City.
They'll try and get it with Forsett. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Following the penalty, it's Forsett. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain. And it's 3rd and 2 now. And 5 in the secondary now for the Giants on 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll run for it. 4th. He's going to go. Justin 4th. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Justin 4th, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. So a big-time scamper there to cap a touchdown on the opening drive.
Sets a tone, establishes not what you'd call a dominance, but a really good feeling for the team that just scored. But I've got to ask you, partner, what do the analytics say about that type of a run? Does it establish anything else for them?
Now Manziel. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. Ronnie Hillman there, the man he was looking for. And that'll make it 2nd and 10. And how about this wide receiving core, Charles?
Well, I was at the hotel watching a little film, and you popped your head in and said, these receivers are pretty good from what I can tell. You're exactly right. Can't wait to see them do their thing out on the field.
Here's Manziel. Bryant with a catch right side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Manziel. Bryant has it. It'll go as a gain of 10 there. And the Giants are going to get a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. And they're going to go soft on the corners. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Drops it off for Hillman. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll make it 2nd down. The starters now defensively for Baltimore.
Timmy Jernigan, play him over the nose, play him a defensive tackle, bounce him out to defensive end. Wherever you want to put him, Timmy Jernigan can play.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. It's caught by Bryant. And he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Giants. Victor Cruz, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. Flacco here on second down. And Aiken with it over the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they're going to face a third down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
They do snap it. Flacco now. And it is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. And New York set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive. But not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing, because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Now Manziel, and he fires one incomplete. Shane Vereen, the intended receiver there. And that's going to make it third down and 10.
Leopard! Leopard! All right, here we go. Over! All right, now, look at 56.
Here's Manziel. And he takes a shot on the release, as this will be incomplete. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with the football here as we begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a fourth down situation. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on fourth.
Set! Green, 39!
Manziel. And this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on fourth, turned it over in their own territory. But the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the Wild Bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. He's going to go Justin Forsett. And they're able to get this one down to the 25.
After that nice game there, for the rest of the game, the defense is going to have to respect the running backs as passing threats as well. Not just play them strictly to run the football. They may be able to get downfield and catch it too.
Now a carry here for Terrence West. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
Well, in that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
Shift together here from the D-line. Second down, Flacco now. Throwing the slant pattern here, complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 12 yards. And just like that, it's third down. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Here's Flacco. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close. Sneak it?
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
Second and goal to go now. They'll run it with West. And he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Terrence West, his third touchdown now on the year. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. And the Ravens will extend their lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And New York set to take the field. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on fourth down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
So this brings up a 2nd and 2.
Watch it now, Barney!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a third down. 3-4 defense, usually here you'll see the linebackers come up, make those plays, but the nose tackle also vital.
That was so vital because what you just pointed out, normally he eats up blockers that allows the linebackers to get to the ball carrier. In this case, he did his job and then some, and there was no gain at all for the runner.
They'll dump it down to Hillman. Give him 8 on the play, and on fourth down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. They go to Hillman on the screen. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It's a gain of 5, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
2nd down now after the pass completion. And time for us to take a break here in the booth. We're back to East Rutherford, but first this timeout. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Hitting Donnell here, the tight end right side. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Let's see what the defense dials up here. 3rd and 4. Now a first carry here for Shane Vereen. And there's a flag on the play. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. Seven yards remaining here on 3rd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. He's going to air one out. It's caught inside the 25. And that goes as a gain of 37 on 3rd down.
There's obviously nothing shy about the guys dialing up offense here. They take a shot on 3rd down, and boy, did they get rewarded, even though there was good defense on the play.
Now Manziel. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Here's Manziel. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Hey, you got 3.
Manziel. And he's got his man, Donnell. And now a fumble. The ball's out. I'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down. They'll try and run with a fullback, Johnson. The Giants go on 4th, but come up empty. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
These guys told us, these guys being the coaches, they wanted to really stretch the field, get the ball down deep. They were able to do that here.
And you know when you stretch the field, you often leave guys in one-on-one situations, and that allows your better athletes to go up and get the football. I love the preparation that they put into this. They made it a priority, and they got what they expected.
2nd down to the offense in search of 6 yards. Flacco here on 2nd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Keenan Robinson. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And the offense now will try to regroup after the sack on 2nd down. Play fake to force it. Now Flacco. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. So on 4th down, the Ravens will call on Sam Cook to punt it away. Back deep, it's Odell Beckham. He's going to field this at the 4. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Now out come the Giants. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast to Orlando, where we check in with our friend Larry Ridley and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry? And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And New York set to take the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Hits his target, the tight end, Will Tye. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
That coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Bryant with a catch right side. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it a second down.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
They'll look to throw again. Finding time. Out on the right, this is Cruz. And he's brought down after a good gain. 23 yards on the play. Good throw, good catch, and the post route successful for the offense.
Really difficult on the defender. He got moved out of the middle of the field and tried to scramble to recover, but it was too late to stop the completion.
Now Manziel. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Larry Donnell, the one he was trying to get it to. And that'll make it 2nd and 10.
A good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
And incomplete on the deep ball. They come out here in the eye. And he takes it into the end zone for a giant TD. Johnny Manziel, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. This is taken at the 3. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
They'll come out in the pistol. Again, they run. Again, it's Forsett. And not much of an opening there as he's only going to get this to about the 32. Jonathan Hankins in on the stop.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
3rd down. Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so. Let's just go ahead and go back through that play with his eyes. because he's got to read his keys. Run or pass right off the top. You're probably going to read an offensive lineman to see if he sets up in pass protection, if he fires out for a running play. The next thing is you're going to check and see what the back's going to do. And if he ends up with the football, okay, now you got to check and see. Does an offensive lineman come downfield and try and block you? Are you going to try to elude it? Are you going to take him on and hold your spot? What are you going to do? In this case, didn't have to do any of that. Saw all of his keys, saw the play in front of him, and ran clean to the ball carrier and finished off the play.
Manziel firing quickly here, and that's complete. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up first and goal. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Let's go. Here we go. Gone. Leopard.
Here's Manziel. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. And the 13-year man puts it through, and they take a 17-14 lead. So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach, but it kept the offense out of the end zone.
And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
And the coach has decided to throw the red flag. He will challenge this play. They come out here in the eye. They start on the ground with Forsett. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. So Olivier Vernon, nice tackle for loss. He had 18 of those last year for Miami.
And he really emerged in a game against Tennessee last year. Absolutely unstoppable. Almost couldn't be blocked.
On 2nd down, Flacco to throw. Smith catches left side. A gain of 4 on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Fresh set of downs here. On first down. Flacco looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 11 yards on the pickup, and the Ravens are going to have a first down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Finds his man, Watson, over the middle. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
I don't know whether I want to be a fly on the wall or not when they hear the explanation of how one of the bigger targets on the field, the tight end can be that wide open and uncovered downfield. Who blew that assignment?
Somebody did.
No doubt about it. There's no way you're not going to account for him.
Now a play fake here on first down. Sliding out of the pocket. Now he's good. And this is taken in at the 5. They get 31 yards that time. And the Ravens are going to have a first and goal.
We just saw him hit a big play there on a deep post. And most of the time, the post isn't available because usually you have defenders in the middle of the field. But if you throw enough curls and crossing routes and underneath routes, I know from experience, they get tired of watching those balls get caught. They start to creep up a little bit, and that's when you can hit them big over the top.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. On the ground, 4th set. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. They come out here in the eye. They'll try and power it in with Juszczyk. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal.
I know a field goal ties it, but I'm not just tempted to go for it. I say do it. At this spot of the field, go get the touchdown.
They're turned away on 4th and goal. And this Giants defense able to come up with a goal line stand. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Now Manziel going left side, and he's got Donnell. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for him.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. Time is starting to run out, really becoming a factor. We'll see if the defense can get the stop they need to get the ball back to the offense.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch it now, Barney.
Manziel. Well, this is Donnell with a grab. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll make it a second down. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Let's go.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Caught left side, it's Beckham. Time for a break. A really nice gain of 25 yards. We're back to see what happens after this. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Here's Manziel. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Now it looks like he'll throw here. A screen here to Vereen. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Set. Green, 39. Green. Watch it now, Barney. Check 13. Now let's go. Green. Watch it now, Barney.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. The Giants go on 4th but come up empty. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And quickly they get to the line. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
And they'll get him down here at the 23. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can rip. Now a hit, and Flacco drops the football. It's loose. And they'll have a short field to work with inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. They have the 3-point lead. Defense did their job. Now, late game. Although it looks good, you know the coaches, they haven't counted this as a victory yet.
I agree with you totally. Big applause for the defense, but no one is taking their headset off on the sidelines. They don't believe this game is over. The offense has to close this one out by taking care of the football.
And they'll try to close it out now. And, you know, every win is sweet, and I'm sure everybody enjoys a huge victory, but sometimes only winning by 1 score, 2 scores, a field goal, that can feel pretty satisfying too.
Without a doubt, because now you know that your team responds in critical pressure-packed situations. As a coach, as an organization, that makes you feel awfully good.
So for the Giants, They climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Giants are winners as we say so long from MetLife Stadium.